Thank you for Patreon now for donating to the Patreon.
Hey guys, it's Vanity Ezel back on the Card Fight Vanguard Ezel and the Vanity weekly reveal. So I hope you guys joined up, like, comment, subscribe, and so shall we? This time we have a good amount of reveals. We have 3 new crossover dress cards because, as per usual, this is Monday, so I haven't seen them yet. But hopefully they're pretty good. We have the new Granfia line, which is. It feels like I was playing it wrong when I was playing it before, so I'm not exactly sure if it's what it does, and if it is, then that deck is very interesting. And then we have the reveal, quote-unquote, of Viamance Bruce, because no joke, Monday morning, January 9th, at like, I don't know, 5:30 something a.m., I woke up, checked the fandom for whatever reason, because I had a calling to, and apparently Viamance Bruce's skill was there. So I'm not so sure if this is the real skill or what it is, but we'll get there when we get there. Let's go and get this started, shall we? First up, we have 2 new combo cards. Listen, I did a joke with Almighty, I'm not doing it again, which is Burly Axe Dragon and Bulky Saw Stag. So they're both grade 3s with 20% 13k base, and they both have the continuous rearguard skill. If you have the other one on rearguard, they get plus 10k power during your turn. So 23k base for both of them. I mean, that's not bad, because I believe that's like, but actually at the same time that's less than what fucking Almighty was putting out, because Almighty was putting out 28k columns. This one was only putting out 23. I mean, granted, this doesn't require you to have 3 units on board, it only requires you to have 2, but still, like, I don't know why Bush is releasing more combo cards now. It feels like very weird and unnecessary. Like, first there was K and Belvedere, but those are obviously going to be combo cards. Then there's these 2, and then there's the Almighty line, which honestly that should have been a fucking new ride line, and I will still stand by that statement. So all around, it's interesting. If you choose to run these, run them at 2 of text, and I would love to see someone make a dedicated deck of this. But I know I'm not going to. Like I said, I already did the Almighty, and that was as a joke. And then we have Sealed Blaze Dragon Anugam, grade 3 to Persona, right? 13k base. Continuous drop if you have Vanguard, Bath, Sawground's card names. This card is graded as grade 1. Here's my thing. My personal opinion, that's amazing, because there are a lot of times where I play Bav where either my field is full and there's no worthy grade 1 to call, or less, because maybe they have extra trick moves on board or they haven't shown up yet, or I don't have any real grade 1s to call and I have to start calling my starter, which sucks, and I would love to run this thing because that's a free 13k base on board. Here's my issue. I know with my luck that this card's only ever going to show up in the situations where I'm going to call another grade 1 anyways because it has boost, or in the situations where I would want this to be in drop, it's not in my drop zone yet by some miracle. So, I love this card. I think its skill is great, but I know I'll never be able to use this because my deck hates me and will never let me be able to use it knowing or wisely. So, 2 of tech because free 13k swing. Then we have the new Granfia line. So Gentle Prince Granfia, grade 0 boost, 5k shield, 6k base, auto and rotopine for 1 second draw card, standard star, supposed about it. I really do wish they brought back like the full Rideline arts. I think all of us do. Because like that was a cool gimmick that they had, and then they just did it, they dropped it after literally set 1. Like, set 1 was the last set that had it. Technically, we can argue Bav had it because, you know, she had, well, actually, Bav and Kari had it too. Well, Bav had half of it, but, yeah, I don't know why they dropped it. It was such a cool thing, in my opinion. They just were like, nah, let's not fucking do it. That's, in my opinion, that's dumb, especially this one, because, like, it has the castle in the background, but whatever. Then we have Future Lord Granfia. Actually, I've never actually lined these up, but I highly doubt they're going to line up properly. But someone tell me if they do. Anyways, grade 1 boost 5k shield, 8k base. Auto when it's rode upon by Savvy Wise Wolf Granfia. You may call up to 1 plant token to rearguard. So great. It's essentially the same thing as the grades 1 from Aurora. It just gets you a free plant token. That's what I love about them. Both the grade 1 and both grade 1s of the 2 plant token ride lines do the exact same thing. Difference is this one doesn't call specifically to back row center. You can still call it a back row center, but Roro does. And then we have Savvy Wise Wolf Granfia, which is great to stuff like shield, 10k base, continuous Vanguard if you have a plant token on rear and you have a Future Lord Granfia in your soul, aka this one, you can ride a grade 3 Granfia from your ride deck without discarding from your hand. So great free ride deck. Roroa's grade 2 was just kill a plant token, maybe in back center specifically or just rear guard in general, and then you call 2 more plant tokens. So all around, I do like Granfia over here. Again, I wish they just stopped giving free ride lines. Not because I hate the skill, but because every deck is getting it out. Like, that feels like what Bushy's excuse is. Oh, we can't think of a skill, let's just shove that onto it. Like, because that happened a lot in Lyrical Monasterio. It's happened a decent amount outside of it. I really wish they would stop doing it, but it's unique in the sense that it requires a plant token that's also, like, it's minus. Because at least the other ones kind of gave it for free. The only other one I can think that didn't was Fortia, and that was it. So, yeah, it's not bad. It's just, I don't know, kind of like 50-50 on it. So, the ride deck won't have, I guess, because there's no reason to run in the main deck. Then we have Lavien Lord Granfia. Grade 3, 200%, 13k base. Also, if you haven't noticed, Slide 5 wasn't actually a new, a new Draco Tree unit. Instead, it was Granfia. because apparently Bushy just decided they weren't going to do Draco trees this week. Watch, tomorrow they're going to give us a Draco tree reveal, and today, for the rest of this video, they're going to give us a Draco tree reveal. Anyways, act Vanguard once per turn by soul blasting when you turn all your plant tokens on your rear gardens into plant gauges and call one Noblesse Rose-Token to the center back row rear guard circle and put all your plant gauges under it. Essentially, board wipe yourself. Okay, fair. Here's my thing though. To my knowledge, the Rose token doesn't go away at the end of the turn. So this deck, I'm telling you right now, with the way I play it, if that's actually how it works, has a no soul problem whatsoever. And if you're running Inlet Pulse, you're running it simply to draw and no other reason. To my knowledge, if that's how that works, this deck has no soul problem that speaks of it. Like, granted, I played against a deck that didn't retire at all, but like, I only ever soul blasted once the entire game, and it's so dumb, if that's actually how it works. And then Auto Van. At the end of the battle, this unit attack, put one or more Noble Rose tokens or plant gauges into your drop zone up to a total of 5. So essentially, you can, I guess, mill out 4 Rose tokens, or sorry, send 4 plant gauges to the grave drop, and then 1 Rose token. Choose one of your rear guards, and it gets plus 5k for each card sent to the drop for this cost. If you send 3 more cards, send it. Okay, I'm pretty sure the cards go back to outside of the deck zone. If they don't, then okay, maybe that says a little thing about how the cards work, but still. Sad part is it has to be up to 5. I sent 9 on screen one time, and goddamn, that was broken. I mean, granted, 5 would have been enough anyways, but 9 was funny. So I really wish it wasn't up to 5, because that's kind of a little bit restrictive for one-shots, but fair enough, considering that can go off regardless if your opponent's at grade 3 or not. So free stand and a fuck ton of numbers. This deck has, like, no cost problem. When I realized what this card did after I built the deck, I was disappointed that I didn't play it more how I would normally do it, because I played this deck safe because I woke up, and I thought the skill was a lot more complicated than it was, which it still might be, but it was a lot less complicated than I thought it was when I played it, and I'm disappointed that I went the safe route, because there are a lot of cards I could have put in that were Counterblast heavy, Soul Blast heavy, and I would have been fucking fine, but of course I was too paranoid about the soul cost, so fair enough. Either way, Granfia seems really good. Like I said, if I'm playing it wrong, please, someone notify me. But at the same time, I feel like I'm playing it right because I've yet to see anyone say anything on that fight video I did. So, cool. Free plant tokens, get a fuck ton of numbers, and do board restand. Downside is, it only restands 1 unit, but hey, it's fine. And then we have our Noblesse Rose-Token. Grade 0 boost 5k shield, or sorry, 0 shield, 5k power. Continues rear guard, this unit cannot be moved to other circles, and if your Vanguard has Granfia's card, this unit gets falling effects. Okay, first up, anyone that was planning on playing that 1 grade 1 that moves columns and rear guards, can't do that. Also, I found a very interesting build in Deer Days with that 1 grade 1. I don't know if I've ever seen, I don't know if it was like a common thing for that thing to be ran in the Riot deck, but if it's not, whoever showed me that, I want to give you a fucking hug, because that was beautiful. And I mean, granted, he lost the game, or she, but I just found it so entertaining seeing someone do something fucking new and unique to me. So I would love to meet that person in real life and give them a hug for that. But anyways, when your plant token will be placed on rear guard, if it was placed into this unit's plant gauge instead. So it's mandatory. Essentially, how I see it is this: slurp every plant token you call into soul. I called 9 plant tokens in 1 turn because of this thing, and they all went under it in 1 go, which was funny. And this unit gets plus 5k for each card in its gauge, so at most, I mean, I run a total of 9 plant tokens in my Granfia deck, so that's a total of 45 plus, so at most this thing can hit plus 50. And then when you retire to rear guard for this cost, if it can be paid by retiring a plant token, it can be paid by retiring this unit's plant gauge instead. So that's great. You can stack stuff from under it, and also just at the same time, you know, you can send itself to drop zone, I believe, in addition to the plant token sent. So all around, pretty great. Never goes away unless you get rid of it on your own. And honestly, if you have a bunch of plant tokens under it, there's no reason not to get rid of a bunch of plant tokens. So cool. This deck does so fucking well against any deck that can't retire, because the amount of numbers you can unleash is insane. Then we have our Hor-Hor Mushroom. This thing is stupid in this deck, or in any deck in general. So grade 1 boost 5k shield, 6k base. Okay, 6k. I thought that was an 8k. Okay, that's fair then. It doesn't break it too much. Act rear guard, put this unit to soul, call up to 2 plant tokens to rear guard, and if you have a grade 3 grade of Vanguard with Granfia's card name, choose one of your rear guards, gets plus 5 for the turn. Okay, cool. So free plus 5, so that's not that bad, so you can give it to your restand unit. But the fact is this: regardless, and I know this isn't going to affect me because we all know I'm going to play a card to its full abilities, meaning I can't run this outside of Granfia, but if you wanted to run this outside of a Granfia, for example, Roroa, and this is perfect for Roroa, you can shove it to soul and get 2 free plant tokens. You don't even have to call 2. You can just shove it to soul to shove it to soul. The only other benefit is if you have a Granfia, you get plus 5k. The fact that this card is a better Aurora support card, in my opinion, than a Granfia support card says something. That is a free soul and call 2 plant tokens during your main phase. You can stack them with Remote or other skills. I'm not going to use it outside of Granfia because we all know I hate not using cards for their full abilities. But the fact that this thing is just so good in Aurora and it's not a fucking double rare, 4 of, in just like either deck, because it's honestly that fucking good. Then we have Lang Lang Orange, who deserves to be a fucking double rare. Grade 2 NSF 5k shield, 10k base. Auto when placed on rear guard, you may call a plant token. Literally, again, can work very well with Varroa. In my opinion, doesn't work that well with Varroa because it's just a free plant token. And granted, I like the Predaplant one more that like calls, I don't remember what her name was, but like the grade 2 that's on place, Carnival's 1 quality plant tokens. I prefer her, but hey, this thing's still good. Because auto front row rear guard circle at the start of your battle phase, if you have a Vanguard or Phoenix card name, you may call up to 1 plant token to rear guard. So A, you don't have to if you don't want to. But B, why would you not? That is a free fucking call. Like, that is a free plant token, and honestly, if you have this thing on board, it's just a free slurp and an extra 5k. This thing is good. I only got to play it once on camera, and it was fucking worth it. It was so good, and having 2 of them on board was stupid. 4 of. The only thing I could ask more of this thing is if it gained power somehow, but regardless, it's fucking good. 4 of, hands down. Then we have this thing I can't pronounce, but I'm at least going to try it. Erhalten Vogel. Grade 3 turn persona 13k base. Auto when it's placed on your rear guard circle by Crown Blasting 1 and Soul Blasting 1. Search your deck or drop for up to 1 grade 3 set order. Okay, works for Ava. Works for what's it called? Orphis. Works for no, Arkwright doesn't have one. What's the other one? What's the other ride line that I'm blanking out on? Nope, it doesn't work for Meteors. So I'm presuming this is for the new robot ride line, but I could be wrong. Which, by the way, we're getting that this Thursday, so I'm not going to reveal it till next Tuesday, but we're going to have it on next Thursday. Anyways, we're added to your hand. If you search your deck, you shuffle it. So, okay, so cool. Set order, add back to hand. Got a counter boss 1, soul boss 1. So if you soul boss a set order, it's fine. And then auto rear guard once return when your set order is put into your order zone, it gets plus 5k power. Okay, cool. 18k, get you a grade 3 set order from anywhere. It's honestly not that bad. Only thing I could ask for more is it puts it to order zone, but considering I think this is for the robot ride line, great, that's me assuming based off the fact he is a robot, but if I'm right, then, you know, I'm assuming those things are going to have some pretty good effects. So, especially because by Bushy's statement, they're going to have a unique thing for their orders. Yeah. So is every fucking other ride line from Brankey. What's your point? What do you mean by unique? You can't really call them the rear guard because Wellstar already did that. So, yeah. Well, we'll see where this goes. But for now, Vogel seems interesting. I was going to say he's a 2 of tech in other decks, but for now, let's see where it goes. Then we have some interesting stuff from the product stream. I'm not going to show all of it because I'm only going to show the stuff that I care about personally. But for those of you that are wondering, they confirmed that a bunch of reprints of the effect triggers are going to happen in set 9. And we have set 10 reprints, I think, which was Trick Moon, the Cardinal Draco. As I look at Discord right now from the side screen, it said Trick Moon, Brainwash Roller, the Cardinal Draco. That one Keter card that things like Soul Blast 1, Rest Itself, look at top 3 for grade 3s and add them to hand and discard the rest. And then Inlet Pulse. I believe those are all getting reprinted in set 10. It's either set 9 or set 10 that those are. Oh no, that's set 9 reprints. And then set 9 is also getting the trigger reprints. Okay, and then we have Festival Collection, which is gonna, or Festival Booster, which is gonna reveal these 2 units, which both look like Keter Sanctuary, or not Keter Sanctuary. This one looks like a Keter Sanctuary unit, but they might be Clay Elementals, which I would love to see these both be new over triggers. And watch that's what they are. And then the other thing is this. For the V Collection stuff and Premium Collection stuff, they said they're in the process. So that means they haven't thought everything through all the way, which I find interesting. But hey, that's for everyone that's wondering about those. And then we have the thing I was talking about. Viamance Bruce. So as of Monday right now, this is the last reveal I have. Obviously, it's not going to be the end of the video because there's still Tuesday reveals to do and the rest of Monday reveals. But as of right now, this is what I have. I'm going to say this right now. This skill is not 100% confirmed. But this is apparently what was on the fandom earlier today, and I couldn't find a way to check the stream because I don't know how to find it. So, Diabolos, Viamance Bruce, grade 3, change out persona, 13k base, auto Vanity, beginning of your battle phase. If all your units have Diabolos in its card names, cool, it affects everyone that isn't me because we all know I did this anyways. Until end of your opponent's next turn, you enter Final Rush, and if your opponent's Vanguards are grade 3 or greater, you Final Burst as well. So there's a new keyword called Final Burst, which I am very intrigued by, and also, fuck yeah, I was right. I said it was going to be one of 2 things. I said it was going to be enter it during the battle phase, or I said it was going to be enter it during the second you ride it during first grade 3 turn. I was right. So my thing is, as of now, building the deck, I kind of fucked up because I realized that you can't really Final Rush properly because since it starts at the battle phase, you can't ride to Unrivaled and have in Final Rush because the Final Rush lasts to the end of your opponent's turn. So that means you would lose it. So cool, he can activate Final Rush, meaning, hey, your boys will now have their plus 5Ks during your opponent's turn, well, which is great. And Final Burst, a new keyword which we have no support for so far, except for his skill, which is kind of interesting because it's auto van when this unit attacks. If you are in Final Rush by counterblasting 1, you choose a column, stand all your rear guards with Diabolos in their card name in that column, and they get plus 5K to end of turn. I do wish it was kind of better, like it either stood both columns or it just stood. I guess that'd be a little too broken though. Or it gave them more power because it's only standing one column. Because the thing is, you get less multi-attack out of it unless, you know, one of their support cards gives us multi-attack. Again, none of this is confirmed, but that's what I got. Again, I say the issue is, while this does give a lot more support for the Bruce line, however, some of the Final Rush stuff, mainly Derek, who I was running in the original deck before today, I thought about it where I can't do that, because you enter Final Rush during the battle phase, meaning you can't use Derek to call a bunch of stuff, which sucks. The upside is cost less soul, because it has no soul at all. You have no need to run Unrivaled Bruce, because you literally can't use it. You have no need to run the other Bruce, unless you just run in your ride deck. So all around, I like it a lot. It allows you to basically... If you go second, which was Bruce's biggest problem, because if you went second, your opponent essentially has a turn advantage on you because you don't get going till turn 4, even with Julian. Now, granted, you could still be stuck at turn 4 if you went first, but now if you went second, you're going all in. So it's very interesting. So I cannot wait to try out this Bruce. Again, I don't know if this skill is I don't know if this skill is the correct one or not, but this Friday we're going to have a video on this with the new Nirvana stuff, so hopefully this deck works out pretty well. So, yeah. Next up we have Farmin Pumpkin, grade 1 boost, 5k shield, 8k base, looks very cute with the little hat and the pumpkin head. Active rearguard once per turn. If your Vanguard has a Grafina, its card named Soulboss 1 called plant token to rearguard, and if you have a grade 3 or greater Vanguard, you call it to 2 plant tokens instead of 1. All around, it's pretty cool. You get a plant token just by Soulbossing 1, like I said earlier. Grafina, to my build, if I'm playing it how it's supposed to be played, I have no soul problems whatsoever. I think even if I were to play against a deck that retires stuff, I don't think I'd have a soul problem at all. So running this seems like a pretty good option just for a plant token with an easy cost, and not to mention the fact that it could call possibly 2 instead of 1. I think Bushy may have somehow heard me say before that this card is really fucking good for Roro, and just decided, yeah, let's not take any chances with this. So cool. I think this is a good solid 3/4 of Grafina, just because, like I said, it's a free plant token if you have a Grafina Vanguard, and if it's a grade 3 or greater, you get 2 more. So why not? Or you technically get 2 in total. So fair. Now let's talk about our last few card reveals. First up, we have the Chinese Overtrigger for Lyrical Monasterio, a Flower Crown for you, Victoria, standard effects and same stats as all the other Overtriggers for Lyrical Monasterio, so there's nothing too special about it, but I must say I do like the flower in her head. Then we move on to the OverDress cards, and I fucking hate this. Well, they have good skills, but they're more anime cards than they're real-life cards. Anyways, first up, we have Clad and Prayer, grade 3, normal order, played if you have a Vanguard of Nirvana and its card name, and 1 or more units with each of the Overdress state and the cross Overdress state. So you can use it on Jiva, you can use it on Mahar, you can use it on regular Nirvana. Choose one of your units in the Overdress state, and it gets Honor Rearguard once per turn. When your Vanguard attacks, stay in this unit until end of turn, and choose one of your units in the cross Overdress state, and it gets plus 10k power till end of turn. So it doesn't work with Asparidia, unless you see the over. It works with everyone else, though, which is kind of decent, because, it basically adds power to crossover dress units. Though I wouldn't say power is their issue, and I wouldn't say restand. Well, I guess it gives, the restanding aspect of crossover dress to regular overdress. But I feel like this is just completely unnecessary, because not only do you have to have 2 Trickstars on board, you have to have a Prayer Dragon, and the crossover dress, and the regular overdress. That's 5 cards you have to have on board just to use 1 card, and then a Nirvana Vanguard, so technically a total of 7. Why? This is the most anime card I've ever seen. The art, in my opinion, looks great, but this is the most anime card I've ever seen. If this was a set order that gave Nirvana a once per turn ability by maybe soul blasting one and resting it, then cool, and maybe ditching the power a little bit, then cool, fine, it wouldn't be that bad in my opinion, but oh my god, why does it require both? This is an anime card and nothing else. Then we have a cool looking card in terms of art and a 50-50 on skill, Pierce Equipped Dragon Halbados, grade 2 units of 5k shield, 10k base, auto when it's placed on your rear guard from your hand, if you have a Vanguard of Nirvana its card name by counterblasting 1 and putting a card of Arena from the drop to the bottom of the deck, so it works for any of the Arenas. Look at the top 5 card of your deck, choose up to 1 Arena from among them, reveal, put it to your hand and shuffle your deck. If you do not reveal a card, countercharge 1. It's not bad because it recycles Arenas. But the issue is the fact that is, A, to recycle the Verena, to get a Verena search, which sometimes is a problem for people, you have to send a Verena back to deck first. And half the time, from what I've experienced when people have told me that they brick with Verena, it's not in the sense that they lost all their Verenas early, it's the sense that they haven't drawn them somehow. So this does nothing for them unless they heal 1 into drop. And in the top 5 search, just to get a countercharge 1, this is just a worse version of Burning Horn, in my opinion. It is because at least Burning Horn checked top 7 and in a deck that isn't all Counterblast heavy. Literally, they keep giving Nirvana Counterblast cards. This is literally the only reason why I have all the 3 cards, in my opinion. Clad and Prayer is the
quote-unquote middle one because it's the only one that's fucking free. This card, if it wasn't a counterblast, would be good. But it's a counterblast, so automatically I have to say at best it's a 2 of. The only redeeming factor about this card is the Prayer Dragon and the Recycle. And then we have, in my opinion, what would have been the best card if they changed one skill on it. It has a badass looking art, it looks so clean, and it's a grade 1 and I love it, and I'm gonna run it anyways, but still. And that is Strike, Equip Dragon, Stragallio. Grade 1 boost 5k shield, 8k base. Auto when it's placed on your rear guard from your hand. If you have a Nirvana Vanguard, can be Mahar, it can be Jiva, it can be anything. Discard a card from your hand, start your deck for up to 1 card with the Overdress ability, or Trickstar, reveal, put it to your hand and shuffle for your deck. Okay, I think this one is very specific. I think it basically means, I could be wrong about this, but I'm pretty sure it's a card with, oh no, it is Overdress ability. Why, Bushy? Why did you restrict it to this? You can't even use this in Jiva, can you? Unless it's like meant to have Overdress or with cross Overdress, I don't fucking know. Or you get a Trickstar, which isn't that bad, because I used to have Trickstar searching problems, and I kind of still do, so I guess it's not that bad. It's a free Trickstar search. And then auto when it becomes an original dress by counterblasting when you call Trickstar from drop. Okay, I do like that skill, because I mean you can cross Overdress twice as fast, but oh my god, why Bushy? Okay, first up, I really hope this is meant to be crossover dress and or overdress, because otherwise that fucking sucks. And the second ability, it's not bad, but they have such good arts, but they have such shitty skills. Middle one, worst one, best one, and that's by a debatable statement. I don't even want to talk about this, so I'm just gonna say that's it for today's reviews. I hope you guys enjoyed. What are your opinions on the Nirvana cards? What do you think Bushy's gonna do next to nerd the fuck out of Nirvana? And also, confirmation, next Tuesday we're officially getting new Bruce's skill. So this is currently what we're working with, and hopefully it results in something good. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, join the Discord, follow Twitch, and I'll see you all in the next one. Don't forget to stand up your Vanguards.